You're tuning into Floridian Rollo, and I'm your host, Floridian Rollo, and I'm coming at you with another live stream. What's up, people? What's up? What's up? What's up? As you enter into the chat, make sure you double tap the like button on your way in. Make sure you double tap the like button on your way in. It's official, y'all. The paparazzi have sold out the American people. They sure have. You got a lot of people are going to have a serious wake up call real soon. A serious, serious wake up call. A serious, serious, serious wake up call. What's going on, Daryl? What's going on? For me not to be on camera should let you know what time we in. I don't need to be on camera for this type of topic. Just straight to the point and let it be known for what it is. You know, it's a ricochet happening. And all I can tell you is if you situated, just let the storm pass by because the storm is here. It's here. And what storm are you talking about, Rollo? Well, I got word that if this thing continue on to next week, which can happen, by the way, all the airlines will be shut down. All the sports will be shut down. They're already preparing for that. You might have it to where the NBA, the NFL will have to close down too. Don't this remind you of 2020? This one hits a little bit more than 2020 because this was unexpected. Now, Governor Abbott said that he may put tariffs on people from leaving New York, Chicago, or LA. He was kidding. I wouldn't say that he's saying it. It's people in that particular state of Texas want that to really happen. DeSantis threw shots at the primate, the Ibarasi that's going to be running New York City. And you got a lot of entities and deities happy that the progressives, the far left wingers, are running New York City. Put a 5 in the chat if I told you that the split between the North and the South is happening. It's already beginning, y'all. Because you got the two most honorable governors in two of the most economic states in America, letting it be known. So, this is going to be very interesting the following week. And if you start seeing this shutdown, what's going to come out of this is that it's going to be a lot of people may want to travel to the north. People from the north maybe want to travel to the south. And a lot of places are going to be not you would not want to go to anytime soon. A lot of places have sold out the American people. The hand is written on the wall, y'all. The Ibaracis have sold out the American people. The American people who want to continue to do the right thing. I don't expect too many people to be in the chat. I don't expect too many people to be in the comment section because the truth of the matter is there's a lot of changes going on my channel. And oh, by the way, I have removed wrenches. I have made some changes today. I have removed wrenches. And I'm going to have a certain amount of people that's going to have wrenches. And I'm just going to leave it at that for the time being. Yeah, for the time being. So if they don't open up by the following Monday, if you have book a flight, you're just going to have to take it as a credit. And you're going to have to wait it out until they open up back the country. And I made sure I asked the people I know. They say, yeah, you was right. The airport may shut down. And that's going to could trickle effect to transportation. And that's going to trickle effect to the schools eventually. If this happens, I guarantee you nobody's going to say, Rollo, man, you called it. Except there's exceptions. Another thing is that I'm not going to respond to the chat like I used to. I'm not going to give them any attention. I'm only going to recognize those who I know. That brings a lot of sense to the chat. I'm ignoring these entities and deities. I have nothing to say to them. I have nothing to say to these people. I'll let them talk in the chat. Or I ask the moderators if they say something that is so disrespectful, then we just remove them. You know, we're in the times such as never before. And these Democrats have shown to not care about you. And you're going to have to not have no respect for these people because they don't have respect for us. They have no respect for us, so why should we have respect for them? Why should we have respect for people that don't have respect for us? You get what I'm saying? Let me play something for y'all. Let me make sure I get it ready. Like I said, I'm not coming on the screen. I want you to hear what this woman has to say. Here we go.
On his wish list of things. And I think, from my opinion, the reason why he put that on his wish list of things that he wants to promise the people is because when you're from New York City, having a car is actually a liability, right? You always got to figure out where you're going to park it, how much is that going to cost. It's an inconvenience to actually own a vehicle. The insurance on it is too high. The taxes, the registration, it's really more of a luxury item, and it's an impediment to you actually getting around because the traffic is just so horrendous. So to promise New Yorkers that MTA is going to be free, if all you know is having to ride the train or the bus to school or work, that's really attractive. Like, I remember I used to back then, I don't know how.
So you got this woman who wants things to be for free. Ride the MTA for free. So I want to know what's going to happen to the MTA workers' pay. What's going to happen to the MTA workers? They're not going to get paid. She's happy that the train is going to be running for free. You think the bus drivers is going to drive for free? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Here we go.
How it is now. When we used to have bus passes and train passes, and it was based off of income. I know that seems weird, but I remember I only qualified based on how much my mother made, and my mother did not make a lot of money, for a half fare bus pass. Like, I used to have to spend money just to get to school. And I remember, y'all, we used to have, okay, first of all, I was a kid and I was unregenerate, okay? So give me some grace. But to get on the bus, if you...
Listen, at the end of the day, I can't deal with these people. I can't deal with these policies. I'm no longer part of it. I don't want to be in that space. You know, I'm quiet for a reason. Salute to you, Favo Studio. I see you in the building. If y'all don't see me on camera, there's a reason why. Because there's days I don't need to be on camera. And this happens to be the day today I don't want to be on camera. Let's continue to listen to her, though. Watch this.
And have a full bus pass that was free. What you used to do to see if you could get it past the bus driver, it would have like a hologram on it that said whether it was like half fare or free, and then in the corner it would have the month that it was that you could use it in.
It's so bad that these women is happy that Madami is in office. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. You got a lot of women. You got a lot of women happy about this. I want to listen to Cash Jordan. Let's go.
Nearly 1 million New Yorkers have said they're leaving now that Mamdani is mayor.
If anyone can show a nation betrayed by Donald Trump how to defeat him, it is the city that gave rise to him.
What?
So, Donald Trump, since I know you're watching, I have 4 words for you. Turn the volume up.
He just declared war on the entire country.
Makes sense.
So Gaddafi decided to declare war on Trump. He's telling him to turn the volume up. Oh my goodness. Put a 2 in the chat if you want me to tell you what's gonna go down. Put a 2 in the chat if you want me to tell you what's gonna go down. Let me rewind this back again. Listen.
Nearly 1 million New Yorkers have said they're leaving now that Mom Donnie is mayor.
If anyone can show a nation betrayed by Donald Trump how to defeat him, it is the city that gave rise to him.
What?
So, Donald Trump, since I know you're watching, I have 4 words for you. Turn the volume up.
He just declared.
So he's saying that the people of New York City gave Trump a name. Then he decided to move to Florida. And he became president eventually. And this guy wants to declare war against Trump, saying Trump is not a real New Yorker. To the New Yorkers that's there, you got to get this guy out of office. You got to get Gaddafi out of office because he's going to mess up you. He's going to mess you up financially. New York City does not have. Let me say this: New York City does not have enough money to take care of those people. If Trump pulls the federal resources and get Wall Street out of Manhattan, that could happen. More important people remove their support from New York City. The state of New York will separate itself from New York City, and the borough presidents will have to figure out a way to get funds to come into New York City. The split is about to happen, y'all. New York City and New York State will be separated because the governor of New York will have the people that's in the region of the state of New York say, look, if you do not separate from New York City, we will also leave. And we are the ones who feed the people throughout the tri-state. We will remove ourselves and help farm in the South get more opportunities and more of a cut. And then you will have a hard time feeding the people in the North. Then you're going to feed them things that is not healthy. That's what it's coming to. Let's continue.
On the entire country.
Makes sense. Here in New York, 1% of the population pays 48% of the income tax. Capital
Those are the
goes where
people
it's
who are
treated
leaving.
best. If he is going to pay for all these handouts by taxing the wealthy, people are going to leave.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't take
They
a
have
lot to completely upset the balance of payments here in New York City because, again, 1%.
They've
You
already said they're
antagonize
leaving.
a quarter.
And this is serious. Around 765,000 people who call New York City home are preparing to leave. But nobody's talking about the real reasons he won.
First Muslim mayor of New York, first Democratic Socialist, first mayor to win more than 1 million votes in, 3 decades, youngest mayor in more than a century. So what is the message and the mandate behind that?
The message is about transforming the most expensive city in the United States of America into one that's affordable.
Well, let's dig into that, because you're talking about a rent freeze, you're talking about...
No, don't gloss over that. The rent freeze, this is big news. There are approximately 1 million rent-stabilized apartments in New York City. And did you hear how many votes?
To the people that want things to be lower prices. Okay, you want things to be low, right? Okay, you're going to get that. Now, I wonder where you're going to get the money from. Where are you going to get the money from? Because the tourist is not going to feel safe going there. The tourist is not going to feel safe going there. unless they're on demon time. Unless they're on demon time. And salute to Corey. I see Corey in the building. Salute, Corey. Unless they're on demon time. Who is going to help this mayor? The governor is going to have to remove herself from dealing with him because she don't want the state, particularly Albany, to be on her nerves. If you thinking about visiting New York City, by all means, I wouldn't recommend it. Personally, I would not recommend you to go visit New York City. You're better off watching the good old movies, the good old days, because it's over. It's over in New York City. And now, the word out in the street is Connecticut going to be a communist too? Yes, I said it. Connecticut next year will be a communist. And then Massachusetts will be a communist. We already know Chicago is a communist. Oregon is a communist. All these northern states, one by one, becoming a communist. You know why they doing that? Because they want to destroy Florida and Texas. Florida and Texas mainly is the last two that's holding the fort. Georgia is a split. North Carolina is a split. South Carolina is a split. Tennessee is a split. Alabama is a split. Mississippi is a split. New Orleans, Louisiana is a split. It's not fully red. It's purple. Man, this is crazy, man. Relationships are going to be very hard to find in the next few years. I don't think I realize that it's going to be hard and difficult to be in a relationship. If you a man that's not in a relationship, you should be glad you're not in a relationship right now. And the reason why I say that is because they're going to make it to where you don't want to be in a relationship with the opposite sex. And it's starting to brew up right now. It's starting to brew up right now as we speak. It's a lot of that. It's a lot of talk. You know, I'll be out here, hearing things, seeing things. Yeah, it's beginning. The conversations is happening. Forever Studio, I would not travel right now if I were you. Everything may shut down next week on the airlines anyway, y'all. Everything may shut down next week. When the airline shut down, everything else will eventually shut down. I'm already preparing my mind to deal with the things that's going to come with this. I'm not going to say too much. I just see it for what it is, and I get it. It's going to be a lot of people living in the streets, or better yet, living in their cars, or living in certain areas. This is what they wanted. This is what the Democrats wanted. This is what the Ibarasi wanted. Because there's no way they're going to agree. I wouldn't travel. I wouldn't. There's people traveling, yet I wouldn't recommend any of y'all to travel. There's 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 certain airlines right now that's doing okay. Yet in Houston, it was 5, 6 hours, 7 hour wait time, especially in New York. What's up, Keystone? I don't know, man. I don't know. This is not a time to travel, y'all, to any other state right now, unless you have the funds. Unless you have the funds, man, I wouldn't recommend to travel. We gotta let this storm pass by, y'all, because the information that I was receiving, and salute to Ringo TV Reactions in the building. Shout out to you, Ringo. The truth of the matter is, the information I receive from the people I know, they say it may shut down next week. Just like I said over by Reg's platform, and Ringo is in the chat. He could confirm it. I said that the countries will shut down 2020. And just about 2 months ago, I was telling Forever Studio, I said, Forever Studio, it's going to be a split. And now with this Madami running New York, and it's going to go to Connecticut, it's going to go to Massachusetts, it's already in Chicago, it's in Portland, Oregon, all these fractions in these northern states. If you have the money, get out. Get out of these places. Because DeSantis and Abbott is already putting it out there that you cannot come to Florida and Texas. This is what I was told. If you have any dealings in these Ibarasi states, I will advise you to take care of your affairs so that you don't have to deal with them in the near future. Because Florida and Texas, I believe, is not going to want to. See, the thing is, they can't stop people from coming. They will make it a lot harder for you to want to stay here because we don't want the policies. We don't want those policies in these particular states. I didn't realize how serious it was until I got the memo. Because see, when you are a resident in Florida, see, let me explain something to y'all. When you're not a resident in Florida, you don't really know what's going on until you become a resident, if that makes sense. I'm fully a resident now because once you are living in a particular place over, what is it, 3 months, you no longer, you don't, okay, let me explain something to y'all. So let's say I got my license, I changed my license in June. We're in October. I'm officially a residency. So when you're a residency, you start getting information, you start knowing more what's going on because now you're a resident. And when I got this memo, I said, "Uh-oh." Let me play this for y'all. Let me play what DeSantis said. Hold on one second. Let me play what DeSantis said to y'all. DeSantis said to New York. Hold on one second. Let me let y'all hear this. Let me see. We get it right now. on New York City. Let me get it right now. Let's see. Let's do this. Hold on. Pump the brakes. Oh, I gotta play this first. Here we go.
Then we have Florida Governor Ron DeSantis predicting that Florida property values will skyrocket if the New York Democratic Socialist nominee wins. Even former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, who's running against Mamdani, was quoted as saying, "It's all or nothing. We either win or even I move to Florida. God forbid." Wow. When you have the former Democratic mayor of New York saying he's moving to Florida, you know it's serious. And as an aside, Mr. Cuomo, if you're watching and you need help finding a great home for your life,
Andrew Cuomo, who I really have an issue with, I'm not too fond of, is thinking about moving to Florida. Oh my goodness. This is serious, y'all. Listen to this.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis says New York City voters have committed what he calls ballistic podiatry. I'll explain. He was on with Sean Hannity on Fox News last night, saying by electing Democratic Socialist Zohran Mamdani as mayor, New York's residents have shot themselves in the foot. DeSantis says the only people that think Mamdani's policies will work never studied a lick of history, and he predicts public safety will collapse under Mamdani. DeSantis adding that part of the reason Mamdani won is because so many people who would have voted for someone else have already left the city to move to Florida in recent years. In fact, Florida realtors...
Now, that's true. That's a fact. He said, let me rewind that back. That's a fact. Listen to this. What he's saying is true. Listen.
So many people who would have voted for someone else have already left the city to move to Florida in recent years. In fact, Florida realtors, meanwhile, they've already seen an uptick in calls from people considering a relocation from New York City. And the number of those calls are expected to pick up. Tap that link in bio to stay connected.
Oh boy, do I really want that to happen? Listen, look, man. I'm not trying to be dealing with too many Ibaracis, man. However, we'll see. Let me get this real quick. Okay. All right, let me play this.
People ask me like, "Oh, Florida, you guys are leading this. You just how you do it?" I was like, as governor of Florida, I get this great cheat code. All I got to do is look to New York, Illinois, California, and then do the opposite.
Yo, this is crazy. Okay, listen to this from CBS New York.
New York City's mayor-elect Mamdani built his campaign on the support of everyday New Yorkers, from taxi drivers to bodega workers. And in last night's victory speech, he made sure to thank them. Natalie Duddridge spoke to some of those New Yorkers who say his words struck a chord with communities who often feel overlooked.
That's me right here, and that's Mamdani right here.
Ibrahim Agori shows us pictures of him and Zohran Mamdani back in 2021, when then Assemblymember Mamdani stood with taxi drivers fighting for debt relief for cab owners crushed by the medallion crisis.
Mamdani did a lot for cab drivers. He even went on strike with cab drivers for 15 days.
Gori says he was touched that the now mayor-elect gave his community a shout-out in his victory speech.
Senegalese taxi drivers, this victory is for all of them.
I'm so proud he mentioned Senegalese drivers.
Mamdani highlighted the many New Yorkers who helped drive his grassroots movement.
Thank you to those so often forgotten. I speak of Yemeni bodega owners.
Jihad Alki, a deli worker in Clinton Hill, is one of them.
I'm grateful for being recognized.
He says he hopes the new mayor will deliver on his promises.
I think he should just prioritize on his goals. Hopefully we'll see if he can keep his word.
Mamdani's word includes affordable childcare, making buses free, and implementing rent freezes.
There's so many.
I want to ask Mr. Ringo TV Reactions in the building on his input of they everything is free. Listen, I don't believe the workers is going to get paid. Now the MTA workers, I got a question for you MTA workers. He wants the buses to be free. He wants the train to be free. So how are you going to get paid? How is the people that do the boiling, that do all the work, how they going to get paid? I want to know where this money going to come from. Who? If everything's going to be free, where the money going to come from? He talking about grocery stores is going to be, it's going to be free food. He going to lower the prices down. Oh my gosh, man. I mean, how can you thrive if people are not paying for services? So MTA is going to be free. The buses is going to be free. The train's going to be free. The cab service is going to be free too. The cab service is going to be free. Oh gosh. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I can't believe this. I can't believe what I'm hearing. You got this woman's Ringo, I gotta send you her link. You got this woman happy. You got this woman happy that he won. Let me send Ringo her page. Let me see if I can find her. Where'd she go? Oh, yeah. He might know about her. Let me send it on my Instagram. She talk We're gonna listen to her a little bit more, y'all. Hold on. Let me send this to Ringo real quick. Send it to his Instagram because this is crazy. Let's listen to her. Let's listen to her a little bit more. This is crazy, man. Hold on a second.
Not steal. We also see a scripture, Proverbs 10:16. The labor of the righteous leads to life.
What?
The wages of the wicked to sin.
Whoa, I just came into her live chat. She talking about the scripture. Take the what? Lead the what? Hassan Campbell will say. Hold on, let me rewind this back a little bit. Hold on.
See how the Lord has blessed them and they're doing well. I'd like to do that too. Aspiring to do that versus being angry that your neighbor has done it and saying, well, you know what? I want to take from you, give it to me. That is coveting. That's where the sin is. It's the posture of your heart towards your neighbor, wanting what your neighbor has and wanting it to be yours without having to pay the price, put in the work, the blood, the sweat, the tears, none of that. The Bible never views socialism in a favorable light, and it never views the ownership of property as wrong. Yet in the socialistic construct, the state owns everything. The state owns everything, and you own nothing. And not only that, the expectation is that you're going to be happy about it. You're like, yay, I own nothing. And the government is responsible for providing for my ever-waking need. Do you see the replacement? It's essentially a theology of removing God as the source of your provider for everything and placing your hope and trust in government and hoping that government's going to be virtuous.
No. Hold on. If you're talking all this truth, if you're talking all this God stuff, then why are you saying that Zohani Madami wins mayor race and brings Martin Luther King dream to fruition? That's a socialist. You believe in socialists, man. How you going? God doesn't believe in no socialists. Anyway, let's get through this, y'all. She's doing witchcraft. She's doing witchcraft on her live stream. Let's go.
And do what is right by you. And it won't. It will not. Socialism also is ungodly, unchristian, unbiblical, because it is the redistribution. It is theft. It is. If in scripture we see the principle of private property, We see the principle of a healthy doctrine of work. We see reward. We see stewardship. All of those tenets are clear in scripture. But when the government forcibly takes from one group and wants to give it to another, that is theft under this thin.
Maybe I misquote her. Maybe what she's saying is that there's gonna be a nightmare in New York City. I could be wrong about her. I gotta listen to this. I gotta listen to the beginning. Hold on a second. I gotta listen to the beginning because I might be wrong about her.
We're going to talk about it tonight. And as y'all know, I always put a little different spin on when I cover this social and cultural and political commentary. It's no fun if you just sit and watch me report the news and be like, well, here's what had happened. Go in peace and go serve the Lord. No, I always got to look at it from a different perspective. I've got to bring God's word to bear on the topic to help you to see how you should be viewing these things in light of eternity. But not just that. Sometimes what we think is a new trajectory in which the country is going, it's not new. It's not new. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to tie in how Zohran Mamdani's actual election, his election as mayor of New York City, is actually the dream of a civil rights icon come true. Now, it's going to be America's nightmare, but it is MLK's dream.
Okay, now I got what she's doing. Okay, she's on point. My apologies to her. She's on point. She's not on some witchcraft. She's speaking on some truth. She's saying that Madami is the nightmare of what Martin Luther King dreamed about. Yeah. Ringo says, Rollo, I just heard drivers have to pay a congestion fee to cross over the Brooklyn Bridge and Manhattan Bridge. Wow. Wow, that's crazy, Ringo, man. I don't know anything of that either. I don't know anything of that. I, my back to you, Mrs. April. I apologize because I'm thinking that you for Madami and you're not for Madami. You speaking on the nightmare that's coming to New York City. Okay. Man, Ringo, man, that place, man, it's done, man. The place that we knew in New York City, it's over, man. It is over, y'all. Let me play something. Let me play. Okay. I'm gonna listen to her video later on. She's bringing up some excellent points on her video. Minister Jap went live. He says RIP New York City. Minister Jap went live about that. Let's see. All right, let's listen to what Fox News have to say.
Mamdani is the proud socialist mayor, Muslim mayor of New York City. And he was defiant in his remarks after he won. Defiant instead of contrite. Hey, listen, I know it was a tough race. I shot Kevin in the primary, but I think you're really going to like me. No, this is a little of Zohran Mamdani. Message to Trump, cut one.
And if there is any way to terrify a despot, it is by dismantling the very conditions that allowed him to accumulate power. This is not only how we stop Trump, it's how we stop the next one. So Donald Trump, since I know you're watching, I have 4 words for you. Turn the volume up.
So he's challenged.
So you got a lot of people in New York cheering this man on, not knowing this is going to be a split, meaning that the state of New York will remove itself from New York City and it will go back to the days of old. And the governor of New York, who is not likable, and rightfully so, who got a lot of issues, is not going to sit back and allow New York City to make the state of New York lose resources. So what Trump is going to do is say, listen, Mrs. Holcomb, I'm pulling my support and we're not bringing resources to New York City because y'all passed for this socialist mayor who doesn't know the city very well and don't care for the people. So since the people voted him in, now let's see if he's going to feed the same people he care about. That's why that movie Escape from New York is real. The movie from Escape from LA is coming to fruition. And if you remember in the movie from Escape from New York, the underground, who were they? Who were the people of underground? Let's see if y'all remember the movie. Who was the underground king? Who was the underground king of Escape from New York? Do y'all remember who it was? Because see, it's going to get to the point that crime is going to be such as never before in New York City. You got a lot of people that voted for him. It's going to do crime on the officers. The officers have no more respect, and it's going to remove, man, the place I grew up, the place Ringo grew up is no longer in our eyes, y'all. It's no longer there for me to. I just hope that whoever make the move as soon as possible before it's too late. Uh, Let me play this real quick. Let me play what Governor Abbott had to say. Governor Abbott on New York mayor. Let me play this real quick. Okay. Hold on, let me see if I find it.
Well, earlier today, Governor Abbott tweeted about the New York City mayoral race, saying, quote, after the polls close tomorrow night, I will impose a 100% tariff on anyone moving to Texas from NYC. That post is getting a lot of responses online, as you can imagine. We called the governor's office, which said he was just joking on the assumption that people would want to move if Mamdani is, in fact, elected.
There it is. So he wrote a tweet about it. Now, okay, Italian Mama's in the chat. He says that they wanted to split New York State into two states a long time ago. New Amsterdam was going to be upstate New York, and New York City was going to be New York State. Now, Italian Mama, since you out there in New York State, what's going on? What's going on in the New York State? What are you, since you are in the front lines, what's going on in New York State? Are you hearing anything? Are there going to be any changes? Is there going to be a split? Is there any rumblings you hearing from the people you deal with? And Forever Studio, that is correct. Forever Studio in New York, you have to pay for everything. That is correct. You have to pay for parking. You have to pay for parking. If you park your vehicle in the street and you don't move your car during garbage day, you got to pay the fine. And if you get multiple fines, they could take your vehicle and take it to the pound. Listen, I'm gonna find out right now if they charging Brooklyn, charging over the Brooklyn Bridge. Hold on a second, let me see. Charging over the Brooklyn Bridge. Hold on, let me see if they doing that now. Charging over the Brooklyn Bridge. A toll. Let me do that. Wow. Yep. Yeah. Here we go.
Well, just weeks before congestion pricing is supposed to go into effect, we are starting to get a clear picture of how drivers will be told on the Brooklyn and Queensboro Bridge.
Well, it turns out not every route is created equal. Fox Eye's Chris Welch breaks down some of the details that commuters need to know.
I think a lot of people are going to be confused by all the rules and regulations.
Drivers who use the Brooklyn Bridge, listen up. You might assume that since the FDR is exempt from the $15 congestion pricing toll, that you'd be fine to take the bridge, then use the exit ramp for the north or southbound highway. Not so, according to the MTA. Heading onto the northbound FDR, you're fine, since the ramp never touches city streets. But to get on the FDR going south, you drive over Pearl Street. Thus, this exit ramp will cost you.
Your tire touches a foot of roadway south of 60th Street, you will be charged. But if it stays on the highways, the FDR Drive or the West Side Highway or the Battery Underpass, never hits City Street, you're okay.
Sam Schwartz, the former city traffic commissioner, commonly known as Gridlock Sam, is a supporter of congestion pricing, but he says the MTA right now is operating under very strict rules when it comes to exactly when and where to...
So you are correct, Ringo. You are correct. They are charging $15 to go into Manhattan, y'all. If you go over the Manhattan Bridge, they're charging $15. Anything under 60th Street, unless you're on the FDR, you are paying $15 of coming into Manhattan. Wow. Oh my goodness. Wow. I did not know it's in Lower Manhattan. I thought it's just the 60th Bridge at Koch, Queensboro Bridge. Brooklyn Bridge, Manhattan Bridge. Could you imagine you paying $30 to get from Staten Island? $30 freaking dollars. Matter of fact, it's going back and forth. That's $30. Plus an additional $15 to go into Manhattan. No way. And then you got to pay at the valet. That's an additional $24 to $48. Listen, to the New Yorkers, you're going to be working for free. If you think you're working for free now, You officially going to be working for free under this administration. You're going to be working for free under this administration. Yeah, yeah, that's true. Yeah, yeah. The city of Manhattan is is taking money from everybody else. Let's see. Real Game Radio Live says, I'm a big fan of your content, Rollo. I appreciate that. RZA says, getting on the train. Yeah, RZA. Yep, that's true. Let's see. Anybody else saying anything? Look, I'm gonna get on out of here, y'all. That's pretty much about it. You know, it's really crazy how these Ibaracis, these Democrats, don't care for us, don't care for the American people, and then the American people put this communist into office. You will be broke trying to get to your destination in New York. No, it's not the word mostly broke, Forever Studio. They don't want you to win in New York. They don't want you to win. They don't want you to win in New York. They want you to be broke. They want you to be not broke. They want you to be serving Satan. You know, basically saying that your life don't matter to God. The people have turned on God in New York City a long time ago, y'all. This right here shows it. Oh gosh. Ew. Why are you mentioning that guy in my chat? Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Here we go. Why is she mentioning that guy in my chat? And I'm not talking about the moderator V Dub Man Smith. He good. I'm not talking about V Dub Man Smith. Shout out to him. Why are you mentioning that other character in my chat? Oh, now you don't disrespect my mod. You don't disrespect my mod. You don't disrespect my mod. No, 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 no. No. You don't tell my top moderator that you talking to me. This is, you don't disrespect my mod Forever Studio. You don't do that here. You get my attention by supporting the channel. You don't disrespect him. How dare you disrespect my mods? Especially any of my mods. And Forever Studio is the head moderator because he's the top supporter of the channel. You don't disrespect Forever Studio, Ringo, anybody. Daryl, let alone any of my mods. Oh, this is my hater, y'all. This is my hater. Listen, look. Look here, hater. You are that same content creator. Let me look this person up. Let me look this person up right now. Hold on a second. Let me look this person. Let me look this demon up right now. this? Yo, this is this dude's cousin, man. Yo, he sent you over here. He sent you over here to come talk to me. I got to get you on out of here. You about to get on out of here. Let me screenshot this stuff, man. Oh boy. I don't got time to entertain these people, man. Let me get this person on out of here. You gotta go. You gotta go. This is you his cousin. I can't have you over here. You his cousin. You gotta go. You disrespected my moderator. You gotta go. No, you gotta go. Yo. That's definitely the Mel Stalker. Yeah, he's out of here, Forever Studio. I got him out of here. What the hell this person talking about? Let me get this person out of here. What the what the hell is going on here with these weirdos coming in here? Oh. Yeah, let me get off this chat. It's a full moon, y'all. It's a full moon out here. Yo, it's a full moon, y'all. And it's a full moon. And I appreciate everyone for tuning in, Ringo for tuning in. Oh man, yeah. Listen, y'all be careful out there, man. It's a full moon. You know, these entities and deities is out tonight. So let me get off this thing. I appreciate everyone for tuning in by liking the video, sharing the video, supporting the work and stuff like that. You know, this is wild, y'all. You know who that is? I don't want to know. I don't care, Keystone. That person came in here out of pocket. I don't got time for people like this, man. Yeah, the troll from Michigan, yeah. Yo, that's his cousin. That's his cousin. That's his troll buddy from Michigan. Man, I ain't got time to entertain these people, Keystone, man. He disrespected the moderator. You don't disrespect the moderators to Forever Studios, man. Shout out to Ringo and Daryl for coming through and the stuff like that. And I'm just saying, man, Forever Studio is the head moderator of my channel. He is. He's the head moderator. So, I mean, it's just what it is. You know? I can't, Keystone, I can't deal with these type of people, man. I don't know how you deal with them, man. I cannot, nah, man, I'm good, man. I can't deal with these broke people, man. I cannot deal with these broke people, for real, man. Once he came in here with the nonsense, eventually it was time for him to go. Anyway, I appreciate y'all for tuning in the show. I'ma holler at y'all on the next one. Y'all enjoy the rest of your night. Y'all take it easy out there. It's crazy out here, man. With this full moon, people are losing their minds, crashing out like crazy. I'm out. Peace.